In every single situation in your life, you can choose to look at the bad or you can look at the good. You can look at what is positive, what is optimistic, or you can look at all the negatives, all the bad things that are happening to you. In every moment in your life, both things are happening simultaneously. It's all about what you focus on. It's more about what you focus on than about necessarily what is even happening in your current situation. I don't think I've actually specifically touched upon this. I've maybe had like segments of episodes in the past talking about this specific idea. But it is all about what you focus on, about how in terms of what actually will make your life a better life. It is about what you focus on. So welcome back to the 365 podcast. My name is Matthew, and I'm going to kind of break down this concept a little bit more deeper today. So I hope you enjoy it. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't yet to the 365 podcast YouTube channel. I make a podcast episode every single day for a whole year. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get right into it. I make a podcast episode every single day for 365 days. You will be hated for speaking the truth.
You definitely have like an X-ray goggles on where you can see someone's aura.
A house divided against itself shall not stand. Matthew chapter 12, verse 25.
If you want to make something of yourself, forget your political beliefs.
Because different believers experience God in different ways, different non-believers need different explanations to see God as real. Things that make you angry suck you in.
Satan's plan fails, right? And God's plan prevails.
If you're going through a period in your life where things seem to be bad, you're in a bad season, things are going wrong, things aren't going your way, you looked at it, you wanted one thing to happen and something else happened that you didn't like. You could fall deeper into a state of depression and anxiety by constantly reminiscing and ruminating in those bad thoughts, in those bad moments that are happening to you. Or you can take that exact situation and look at all the good that has come from it. Maybe there are lessons you've already learned and lessons that you're going to learn. Maybe you met a person that you wouldn't have met otherwise. Or maybe you experienced something that you wouldn't have experienced otherwise. And even if it's a difficult thing, you're confident that you'll look back on it with a fondness, even if you're going through the pain right now. No pain, no gain, as they say, right? You kind of have to go through that suffering, and on the other side of suffering is joy. I've talked about it many times on this show. But you can choose to let the negativity take you over. And I think if you let the negativity take you over, it honestly is just gonna make everything worse. And it's only gonna increase the chances of you like not making it, falling into even worse misery and despair from whatever situation you're dealing with. Whereas if you take something that might be bad and look at it from the positive perspective, look at it from like the good things that can be taken from it, it can maybe allow yourself to get through whatever difficulty you're going through, like regardless of everything. Like I'm just going to straight up just pour everything out. I'm going to give examples of my own life because honestly, I think I'm sick and tired of some of the things that have been going on in my life. So I'm going to be super vulnerable. Like not many people are going to watch this episode, but if you are, you're lucky if you're here because you are getting a very exclusive scoop that no one else really has had yet watching this show. So I'm going to talk about something that I've never talked about, my job that I'm currently working. I'm not going to talk about what I'm doing, but I'm going to say that I really have not enjoyed the way that it's been managed. I do not really like my boss. I don't really think that it's, there's a lot that I kind of already don't like about it, and I've only worked in it for a couple weeks now, and I've talked to other people that were working in there, and they were kind of saying how things are ran and talking about how things work, and I'm already starting to see like a small sample size of it. Obviously, I'm gonna keep riding it out. Like I'm not gonna kind of mess it up, right? I'm not gonna just leave when things get tough, right? Obviously not. But I'm going through this where like I'm realizing now why so many people hate their jobs. I'm realizing now, like the only work I've ever done was door-to-door sales, which was just a crazy, like it was like a side quest type of thing. Like it was some crazy thing that like, it was just a crazy experience. And like, I made unbelievable amounts of money doing it. But I'm realizing now that it's like, that like the dynamic for a lot of people is really, they go to their job with people they maybe don't like, or just the job that they don't like, whatever thing it may be. And they look and they then work super hard, and then they get their paycheck, and their paycheck is nothing. It's peanuts. It's $300. It's $500. And that can't inspire anyone to work harder. That can't inspire anyone to actually feel good about themselves. Like, and now I'm seeing exactly that because I was just doing the calculation as to what amount of money I'd be receiving for the work I did, and it's around that range. And I'm looking at that, and it's like, well, no wonder why so many people hate their lives and hate their jobs, because that's all that they do, right? They hate their lives because pretty much most of their life is consumed by the job and by the work they're doing, and they're not actually making enough to sustain themselves, or they're like, they're living paycheck to paycheck. They feel like they can't breathe. That's the case of so many people in the world. And for so often, I was kind of like questioning it, but now I kind of am starting to realize, no wonder it makes sense to me, because you can look at the situation and everything that's going on, and you can literally like just feel like there's no hope, right? And I'm seeing like a level of that, right? And I know the situation that's happening with my job, that's like if they go and they cut my hours, for example, which they like to do, like, and they have already done to a few people that work there, like, I'm not going to hesitate to just walk out. Like, that's just kind of how I am. I'm in a very privileged position that I don't need to stick around, because I have a house, I have a roof over my head, I'm not paying bills yet. So I'm very lucky. But the people that kind of live a life like that, working paycheck to paycheck, they pay bills. They can't quit their job. They have to suffer the misery and the difficulty that a minimum wage job with a boss they probably don't really love, or people that they don't really love, like they got to suffer that, and they can't leave it. They got to go through that for long periods of time, maybe their whole life. And no wonder why so many people are miserable, and so many people like live lives of misery. So I look at that, and it's like, I'm starting to get it. Like, I'm starting to get it. I mean, it's going to take some more time for me to fully understand it, because right now things are still okay. Like things aren't the best. My hours, from what I was expecting in the beginning, have already been cut a little bit, but it's not the end of the world yet. We'll see what happens in the future, and of course I'll continue to talk about it, and if I ever leave the job, I will go full guns blazing, as you know, because that's kind of how I am. I'll go full guns blazing in terms of what happened, in terms of the situations. But for now, I'm going to keep going. But the point of me talking about my own experiences right now is because I look and I myself fall into like a negative bias, where it's like, oh, my hours have already been cut, I'm not going to make any money, really. Things kind of suck. You got to wake up super early in the morning. That doesn't help either. You can look at all of that, and you can let that negativity kind of consume you, right? I could be in this situation. I could let this negativity just consume me. I could then just show up to work late, not really put too much effort in, just do the bare minimum, and collect my paycheck, and wait until they inevitably cut my hours and then leave, right? That could be, but that kind of is what you would do if you're too focused on the negative. If you're too focused on what's bad, there's no real incentive for you to try harder, to work harder, to give maximum effort to things. Because then you're just going to half-ass it, and because like you don't really want to be there, there's no real reason to. So then it'll just lead to all the problems, and it will only lead to you kind of the whole situation getting exponentially worse if you lean into that negativity. But with all the negative things that I've talked about, there are also a lot of very good things. Like, there are a lot of good people that I've met. A lot of, like, the people that go there and the people that I talk to are very nice. Like, no one really ever talks bad about me. No one really disrespects me to my face. There are a lot of people that I can have good conversations with, that I have worked with. And that's been good. That I've appreciated, right? And the actual contents of the job are not that bad. Like, I'm absolutely okay with what I have to do in the actual job. Like, I'm fine with that, right? And in the environment that I'm working in, I'm also very okay with that, and I'm appreciative of that, and I can appreciate being around the people that I'm around. Like, and I get it that they expect the people working to do specific things to have a certain standard, right? So I can look at it, it's like, and also I don't have to work every day. I'm only working 3 days a week, at least for now. And I don't have to work every day, so if I have to wake up super early one day, first of all, waking up that early doesn't feel that bad, really. Like, it's not that bad. Like, it's really just blown out of proportion with all these narratives, and even internal narratives in myself. But waking up at 4:30 actually doesn't usually feel that terrible for me, so I can usually get through the day no problem. Don't even need, like, any coffee or anything. I don't drink coffee. I wouldn't even need any of that. I get through it, no problem. It's all good. So, and then also, like, if I'm really that tired, I can then sleep the next day, because I don't work every single day. So there are many actually super positive, super, like, great things about the job I work at. And I basically have a choice. right? There are great things and there are bad things. I think that's everything in life. And like I look at my job and the situations I'm in, and I kind of look at it like that. I can choose to lean into the positive and focus on serving people and focus on doing the maximum effort in my work, and whatever happens with regards to all the other stuff. Control what I can control. And that's what I'm going to do. First and foremost, I'm going to make that super clear. That is what I'm going to lean towards, because I believe that leaning towards those positive things, the things that make it good, will allow you to have a little bit more motivation to go and put more effort into things. And it will allow you to actually like make the most of the time, right? Like truly earn your keep, right? Earn your paycheck, even if it's a pretty small paycheck, still earn it, right? Whereas if you lean into the negatives, it's only going to kind of exponentially get worse. So the way I see it is, it's like in life, you can focus on whatever, right? If you focus on the good, it serves you way more to focus on the good, the positives, because it allows you to kind of be a little bit more content, a little bit more at peace, a little bit more willing to work harder and willing to kind of put the effort in. If I put the effort in, like I'm probably not going to have to worry about all these things that I'm worried about the whole like cutting of the hours stuff. Like if I put my effort in and I do what I need to do, I should be fine, right? So instead of looking at all the bad stuff that you can look at all the good. And if I look at all the good and I truly walk with grace and I walk with love, with the idea of serving others and working as hard as I can, giving 100% effort to it, I think everything else is going to fall into place, truly. And if I look at the negative, like I'm not going to be giving effort, so obviously I'm going to get punished for it, and it's just going to exponentially get worse. So it serves me more, not just in this situation, but in every aspect of life, to look at the positives rather than the negatives. Focus on what's good so that you can use that as fuel to allow you to move forward, right? Trusting in God with full assurance of faith through it all. For my life, that is what I look at. And I look at this example, and I also, like, I'll give the example of this exact podcast. Like, I'm in a moment now where this podcast, there's zero growth. Like I'm not really posting shorts because as I'm working this new job, I'm feeling like a little bit overwhelmed with a lot of like the stuff. So like to spend an extra couple of hours working on short form content, I've kind of cut back on that a little bit. So there's actually been like no growth, because I know the growth is in the shorts. Like I know like the short form videos is what kind of gets people to watch the longer stuff. I get it, right? YouTube and Spotify are not just gonna naturally push out videos with the algorithm unless it's like very controversial stuff. Like I made a video talking about looks maxing, and that got like 200 views, and like just organically, right? But unless you're being controversial, you're not gonna get that type of stuff, right? Just that organic push. You're not gonna. You need to like supplement it with shorts. That's how it works. But I'm not doing that right now. So I'm in a moment where the show is like very slow, right? And I'm in a moment where I'm kind of running out of ideas as to what I'm going to be talking about on a day-to-day basis. So luckily today I had something that I really wanted to get off my chest, so like I can obviously talk about that, no problem. But many other days I don't really have it, right? And I have to really think to find something that's actually meaningful, valuable to you, the viewer, and worthwhile to actually post, right? So I'm in a moment in the show where obviously I'm still going to record episodes for 365 days, right? But everything is there for me to just like not care, right? Not really make quality episodes, like not really try. You can even skip some days. Like, you know, there's no pressure. No one really watches these anyway. No one has really ever watched these. And the growth is probably as slow as it's ever been. So you can look at it the same thing. It's like I can look at the show and I can just stop putting effort into it. I can just like let it just meander along or just quit entirely. But that's not who I am. And that's not why I started the show, right? I started the show to prove that I can do it. And during like as we're approaching like the middle stage of the show, and like we're approaching like the midpoint of the 365 days, like the more days pass by, the more you'll kind of get to the point where it's like you're just kind of like wanting to quit. You're feeling like it's just draining you more than it's helping you. That's what I feel like with the show right now, at least for me individually in this specific moment in my life. And like obviously when I was on my pro football trial, it probably would have been nicer if I didn't have to upload an episode every day talking about the experience, because I wanted to just focus 100% on the trial. I'm not saying that's an excuse as to why I didn't make it, but I'm saying that it probably would have given me a little bit more peace of mind if I had just been a lot more like 100% focused on it, rather than falling into a lot of, you know, like having the stresses of making content, and of course like falling into a lot of the temptations that I fell into. That's, you know, I've talked about that plenty. I'm not gonna get back into that. You can go watch those episodes Like it was like a couple months ago, me talking about the reflection of the trial. I have a playlist for the trial, so if you want to see the day-to-day of what happened, you can go check that out and how that experience has shaped me into who I am now. And so with the podcast, I can look at it from the negative or I can look at it from the positive. I want to be the type of person that is consistent with something even when things are tough. I want to be the person that glorifies God in my words and what I say and what I do, no matter what. And using this show as a platform to do that is a great way. So I have to keep going, right? And it's like, really, it's not that bad. Like, it's not that much work. It's just a couple hours of my day every day, and you just get it done, and you get it out, and you're good to go, right? So you can look at the negatives, and that will make the content worse. That'll make the actual effort worse, and it will make, like, it will only increase the chance that I'll, like, stop, right? And that I'll just, like, fail to do what I set out to do, make an episode every day. But I'm not going to be that type of person. I'm going to look towards the positives, towards the good, towards, like, the fact that I can use my words to make an impact to just one person. And even if it's a friend that I have watching this, like if it's not like a random person, if it's just a friend, but I'm still making an impact on their life, that still means a lot to me. It means more to me than all of the other negatives. So in that perspective as well. So whether it be my job, whether it be the podcast, whether it be I even look at the situation that happened on my football trial, and I think I can look at it from the negative perspective. Oh, you didn't make it. It's never going to happen. You're never going to make it pro, blah, 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 blah. All that, negative garbage that is just garbage in your head. It's just fear imposed by the devil trying to get you to fall into mediocrity. But you can also look at it like, oh, I learned a lot of great lessons. I know what I have to do going forward. I know what I have to overcome. I know the barriers that I'm dealing with, the things that are preventing me from making it, and what I have to overcome. And those lessons are valuable. So I've given a few examples. My job, podcast, football trial. You can look at everything in your life. Everything in your life, whatever you're dealing with, whether it be school, whether it be work, whether it be relationships, whether it be health, wealth, like you're trying to make money, you can't make money, you're starting a business, right? You're trying to perfect a skill, whatever the thing you're dealing with in your life right now. You can look at everything from a good perspective or a bad perspective. And the whole point of me talking about the things that I'm dealing with is to give you guys the lesson and the example to say that looking at it from the bad perspective, the negative perspective is only going to make you fall into your shell. It's not going to help you in any way. You're going to fall deeper into your shell, deeper into despair. Anything that was bad about your current situation will only be magnified to the point where you're just completely miserable and empty and you have no meaning in your life. And that is terrible. No one wants to be in that state. No one wants to feel that way. Whereas if instead of looking at the negatives, which the negatives will always be there, but instead of looking at the negatives, you look at the positives, which will also always be there, you can allow yourself to kind of overcome those difficulties, make, in a bad season in your life, make sure you have one good day or a couple of good days. And the more good days you can have in a bad season will actually make that season not such a bad season. And it will actually be like a better season in your life than you would have thought. The more you can make a day good, the better the actual overall kind of feeling of that period in your life, those few months, few years in your life would feel. If you take it day by day, you look at the good, the positives, and you lean into those and you let those kind of motivate you and drive you to doing more and to actually continuing on your pursuit and staying consistent with what you're doing, that will serve you in a greater way to truly overcome the challenges and learn the lessons and achieve great things in your life, achieve great successes, whatever it may mean for you, right? I have a friend going through a big issue in his life right now. And I think like the one thing I would like say is like you can look at it, same thing. It's like for him it's the same thing. You can look at this and you can be overwhelmed. And I heard it in his voice just how overwhelmed and how stressed he was, right? But also it's like if he overcomes it, and I believe and I pray and I obviously will always trust in God, and I believe that he will overcome the difficulties he's dealing with, it will be like even more glorious. Like once he's able to truly go and do what he needs to do, it will be an even better experience for him in the coming months and years. And a bad season will be turned into a great season. So if you can truly live with that kind of knowledge that every time you're going through difficulty, there's always a reason for it, and there will always be something at the end of it, it will allow you to endure it even stronger and kind of continue to give maximum effort. Because the second you step back in effort, the second you let those negative principles and things that are going on take you over, it's the second that you're only going to guarantee failure. You're only guaranteeing that you're going to fall into bad things and things that will make you fail, and you're not giving your effort, and and you are going to live in a life of misery. Whereas if you look towards the positives, you're only increasing the chances that you're going to truly strive, and you're truly going to have that fire to go and keep moving and keep making it happen, right? So the main point is both are there, always, no matter what you're dealing with. I've gone through specific situations in my life on purpose to kind of give you that example as to what I'm dealing with. In every moment, I can look at the negatives, the bad, and lean into those. Those will not serve me in any way in my life. Or I can look towards the good, the positives. Like I understand why people look towards the negatives, because I think we as humans have the tendency to look at all that's bad rather than all that's good, first and foremost. And also, there is so much that's bad, just fundamentally. Obviously, I've gone through the situation with my job, like how even after doing all I do, you just look at your paycheck and it's just there's just nothing there. You don't make that much. You're literally like slaving away. So I'm understanding that perspective. But I think what still makes the most sense to me is it's like that perspective doesn't help you. It only makes things worse. Things might be bad, but it will only make it worse for you to lean into that. And for you to turn bad into something good, like the reason why bad things happen is so that it can be made into something good. It gives the good the chance to come out on top. So whenever you fall into a moment of pessimism, a moment of thinking about the bad things, catch yourself, stop yourself, and instead make three things. Think of three things that in that situation are good, and lean into those, and let those be your fuel. And if you could truly allow that to happen, then you'll be able to overcome those bad things. And just to kind of wrap it up, like with my job, the three good things that are good about my job is the people I'm around, the actual like contents of the work not being that bad, and the experience of it. The fact that I'm able to go through this, and if I'm able to ride it out and I'm able to keep the job for a longer amount of time, I'll be able to kind of look back on it, and this will be a great way for me to get opportunity to get into other jobs. And also it's the opportunity to serve others, right? Did I say that? It's the opportunity to serve other people and glorify God in my work, in the way I help others, in the way I treat others, in the way I work. So it's a great opportunity to do that. And it's great. And I think if I look at those rather than the negatives, I'll be able to lean into those and truly give my maximum effort to things. And that's truly what I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to keep doing it, right? No matter what happens, right? That's going to be my philosophy, to just serve others, to give maximum effort, not let anything wane despite all the negatives. Forget all about all the negatives and focus on the good, right? Be excited and be happy about the days rather than negative. For the podcast, three great things of the podcast. If I'm able to get through it, I prove that I'm able to be consistent with something, that I'm able to be formidable. And if I'm able to change people's lives with my words, it really does make a huge impact and it makes a big difference. And also, if I'm able to go through it, I'm able to kind of use this as like a time capsule, really, to look back like maybe years from now in this period in my life, because this will always be out there online. I'll look back on this period in my life and think about the things that I went through, right? And reminisce on the lessons I've learned. So the podcast also serves in that way as well. So that's the good thing about the podcast. And it's like, as for the football thing, the positives is that it might not be over, right? I still might have another opportunity in the future, in the summer or beyond that. Like I'm 20, I'm not 25. Like I still have time, albeit limited time. So positives is like, it might not be over. And the lessons I've already learned were so amazing. Like I would do it all over again, right? The whole like me leaving Canada, going to Portugal, I would do it all over again. Maybe I'd do a lot of individual things differently, but the whole doing that whole pursuit, I would do it again. And the lessons I learned were just so incredibly valuable for who I am today. And the people I met. Like I met so many amazing people and I had so many great experiences. And it's like, if one day we reconvene and I talk to these people again and we're able to rejoice in each other's presence, have great conversations, have great memories together, that is what life is all about. So yeah, you can look at all the bad, but you can also look at the good. So that's my message to you. In whatever difficulty you're dealing with in your life right now, take three things that are positive about it and lean into those. You can fall into all the negatives, but the negatives will never serve you ever. Lean into the good, the positives, and use that as fuel for you to do more, for you to have that drive to pursue more, and to truly achieve those great things you want to achieve those successes that we are all capable of achieving in this life. So thank you for watching this episode of the 365 podcast. I really hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this one, there are many other great episodes out there. I encourage you to go watch them, right? This is episode 177. Like, my goodness, we're really getting into it, right? We're really getting into like a lot of deep episodes. It's like, I don't know how I can talk for that long, but I guess I have. And I hope you really did enjoy it. I hope the message really sits with you, as I hope that many of the other episodes that I talk about, like things that I talk about in episodes, the messages sit with you and you truly help. It helps in some way to help you change yourself and help your life be better. That's what I'm trying to do every day with this show. If I make an impact to one person, it makes a huge difference. So I really would appreciate it if you let me know, right? You can let me know by showing support, right? Like the video, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify. Showing your support in every way that you can lets me know that this show is making an impact on people. Whether it be people I know, friends that, if you're a friend of mine still watching, I appreciate you. And even if you don't know me and you're just watching this because you appreciate the content, I appreciate you all the same as well. So thank you for watching this episode. As always, I will see you tomorrow for the next one.